If there's one thing we don't do well is to pause, take a moment, reflect, learn, revisit, self-correct. We hardly even pause to celebrate. Small wins, big wins. We are the worst at doing that, because after achieving something, you move on to the next. Yes, I wrote a book called Pause. It was a letter to myself, to my 18-year-old self. A book that said, hey, what would be the things that I needed to know before enrolling in varsity? Now, pause with me. If you were to take an exam on life, how would you do? How would you do? Chances are, I'm going to do well. Even though I haven't yet told you what the variables are, you're going to tell me about financially you did this, you traveled the world, right? At least you've been to the 7 continents. Your health is doing quite well, right? And hey, your social networks are also doing great. And I think those variables, as much as they are good, and I'm not criticizing them, they are great. However, I think there's only one measure of trying to find out if you really are doing well. And that measure is to do better than your father. Do better than the generation before. This is you honoring your predecessors. If they were present, great. If they were absent, they are lost. But still, do better. Why I say this? They have given you a foundation. They have put a bar, regardless of how low or how high, but it is your base to do something. My story, I'm raised by a laborer, a man who managed to get to grade 8, married to a grade 10. You ask him for shoes, sneakers, I'm a sneakerhead. You ask him for shoes, he'll say no. You turn around 20 seconds later, ask for a textbook, he gives it to you. Why? Because he believed in giving something that he himself never had the chance to acquire. Education. He even went on to say to me and my sister, this is a wealth that no one can take away from you. Hardworking man. To a point where even he would work hard to a stupor. I remember one of the winter school holidays, I was home. He came back home early to my shop. What are you doing home? And there he is. I said, I'm sick. You were sick before you left? Yeah. So why did you go to work? I have a family to take care of. And that made me think, pause again. Wow. What is love without self-sacrifice, driven by vision? Pause with me yet again. Fast forward to me being a father. Little did I know that this is going to be my DNA of doing things. Working, even when I'm not feeling too great. Why? Because I have a family to take care of. Now, I'm a father of 5. Yeah. And she's here. My wife, that is. After the 5th birthday, I promised and I bought her a plasma TV and I put it in our bedroom. Now we Netflix and chill. My point is, one of the days, coming back from work, my father then, still alive, they got along like a house on fire with my wife. And I get home, he's there. As I arrive, the school run comes in. My 3 youngest sons are coming home. And they see me. I'm still carrying my bags, walking in. And right there, as they walk in, for me, that's my pause moment. Because they're rushing to who? To me. Daddy, Daddy, all of them. I haven't yet greeted my dad, which in an African setting, you know what that means. You give honor first to the head, he's still alive. Yet I paused, dropped my bags, and I gave them all attention. And each and every one fighting for my attention to tell me about their day, and I give them that attention. After that, they walk away. They don't even go to the grandfather to say hi, but they walk away. They're happy they've spoken to their dad. I go to my dad, and I sit down and I greet him. And then, instead of him greeting me back, he looks at me and punched me with words that made me write this chapter. He said, "You're the father I wanted to be." And right there, I'm sitting there almost teary because, wow, I have definitely risen up to the challenge of being a great father, right? But pause again. Is this praise to me, or is this an accolade to him? If you think deeply about that, then you realize, before I can jump and celebrate that, I need to say, wow, man, you have actually raised the bar. You have raised a man who have become better than you, or even your predecessor. And this led me to say, wait a minute. So this is our challenge. We have in our hands not only limited time, but we have a generation that we can either raise it higher than where we are or let them down. How do we measure success? Some will say it's finances. Dr. John T. Martini mentioned 7 aspects. Your social network is powerful. Your career is powerful. Your health is powerful. Your mental healthness your health is powerful. And so many others. Can we make sure that they score in all of them? And the reason I say this is because, remember, when you raise the bar, when you do better, not only are you making yourself proud, but you're also healing your predecessors of their own pain and struggles. What does the future hold? What are we leaving behind? Should we then now sit down and write the exam of life? How are we going to fare? Will we make it? Will we pass with distinction? What about the next generation? Have we raised a generation that understands that the minute they take over, they have a responsibility to raise the bar and pass on the baton to the next generation that raises the bar? Imagine a household that thinks like this. Imagine a community that thinks like this. Imagine a society that thinks like this, that yields a politician, that yields a priest, that yields a teacher, that thinks like this. The question still remains, if you were to write an exam on life, about your life, how would you do? Are you going to do better than your father? Our challenge is to do exactly that. Thank you.